The following thoughts on Happy Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you.
Hey, what's up? It's Java Joel from 96.5 KISS FM in Cleveland, and you're listening to Happy Hour.
Feeling classy today? Sit down, pour a glass of wine, and listen to Happy Hour.
You're tuned in to Happy Hour, an hour where Happy rants about something. Sit back and listen in. Happy Hour is on now. Happy Hour is on now.
I am your host, Ryan Hoppy, and for the next hour or so, well, I have 3 segments coming up today, but for the next hour, my goal in life is to make you laugh. For the next hour, my goal is to make you smile, and this really isn't going to be about laughing, this rant, but I want to change the way you think. Maybe you have this plugged into your aux cord, and you're on the Howard Franklin, and traffic is a bitch. I want this to help traffic go by fast. Or maybe your girlfriend's annoying you and you're taking a long dump in the bathroom, but you're really listening to Happy Hour. I want this to make the time go by. But first, let's let the beat drop. We have 3 segments going on today. The first one is me ranting about the fact that Caitlyn Jenner literally got away with killing somebody while she was sending a text while driving. But we have 2 interviews as well coming up today on Happy Hour. The first one is Rizzuto from The Rizzuto Show on 105.7 The Point in St. Louis. He will be calling in. Right now it's 5:12 p.m. He will be calling in at 6 p.m. And then at 7, live here in the Happy Hour Megaplex. You may have seen him on America's Got Talent. Johnny Shelton. He will be sitting in on Happy Hour, performing live, talking about his life, this and that. I'm very honored to have him be coming in. And if you know anybody from the Tampa Bay area that is a legit talent, email me, ryan@hoppyradio.com, and I will try to get them live in here. Like I had comedian Matt Fernandez, and he killed it. Also, tweet me your thoughts. Tweet me some dirty pics at Ryan Hoppy Radio. All right. Here's the deal. I have relatives and friends who are gay. I know people who are transgendered. So my rant about Caitlyn Jenner in no way is about her going from Bruce to becoming Caitlyn. Here is my problem with the Jenners and the Kardashians. I despise the fact that they can basically get away with anything because their net worth is $100 million and they can basically get into a car crash, take someone's life. And when you take someone's life, that means they're dead forever. They're gone. We seem to kind of overlook the fact that she got into a car crash and took someone's life because right around the time that happened was when people said, oh, she's under the stress of going from a guy to a girl. Now, I will never know what that's like. And I know it was probably very hard for her to come out. It was very strong of her. I look up to her for doing it. But I hate the fact that because she went from being a guy to a girl, that now we're kind of letting her get away with things. Like, if this was me getting into a car crash or any of the 25 people that are watching this live on Hoppy TV on Periscope, we would be charged. But when it's Caitlyn Jenner, whatever. So I got this. This is from the Associated Press, but it's on the 1025 The Bone website. I saw them tweet it out. It says here, here's the headline, and it is by Anthony McCartney of the Associated Press. It says, prosecutors decline to charge Caitlyn Jenner in fatal crash. And what I find strange about them not even charging, like at least charge her and then just go through the court process and then she'll pay it off or whatever. We know she probably paid it off on the side. I'm just saying, it wasn't like she shot somebody in a mall and we don't know who shot it because she was around a crowd of people. Like, Who else was driving the car? We know that she was involved with the crash. If this was anybody else involved in this, they would be charged. But because it's Caitlyn Jenner, whatever, rip up the charges. It must be nice to have a net worth of $100 million. It must be dandy and great. I wish my net worth was that. It's like 1/1,000,000th of that. I do okay in life. I make it by, but I wish I had a net worth of $100 million. It must be great being a celebrity. And you commit a crime, and as long as it's not murder, and even that, if you're O.J. Simpson, you can get away with it. And you just go, ha, 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 and you're making it rain in your room. You're swimming in your pool of money. And you go, I'm a celebrity. I'm going to get away with it. Ha, 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 ha. It says here, prosecutors declined to charge Caitlyn Jenner on Wednesday in a car crash that killed another driver, citing insufficient evidence to support the case. And the one evidence that was on her side was the fact that her net worth is $100 million. It says here, authorities said Jenner was towing an off-road vehicle on a trailer behind a Cadillac Escalade on February 7th when she crashed into two cars, pushing one into oncoming traffic. She crashed into two cars, or at that time it was Bruce. So this makes it even worse. And let me explain. This happened before she transferred into becoming Caitlyn. So what makes that bad is they were using the excuse, oh, she was under the pressure of going from Bruce to Caitlyn. Oh, she was under the pressure of this and that. Why do you think they sped up the process so fast in May and June when she went on that Barbara Walters interview and said that she wanted to be a girl, which I respect, and then she does all the spectacles on ESPN and on ETV? I'm big into celebrity conspiracy, not political conspiracy, but celebrity conspiracy. And I truly believe that they sped up this process because they wanted to kind of forget that back in February, when it was Bruce Jenner, that he took the life of Kim Howe when her Lexus was hit by a Hummer in Malibu. I'm just saying, nothing against the sex change. I'm just saying it's kind of weird how they did it so fast. You know, because famous ones like Chaz Bono kind of did it over time, but she did it real fast. Now, I might be wrong. Maybe it's a coincidence. I know she was going through a lot of pain during her, like, the amount of years she's been on Earth. I know Bruce wanted to be a female. I get that. It must be painful. I'm not ripping on that. I'm just saying I find it kind of strange that in February, Bruce gets into a car crash, and then by June, it's Caitlyn. Maybe it was planned out. Maybe just things in life happen weird, and this is just a coincidence. It's just something that kind of hits my gut, something that I find kind of iffy, but that's just my take. Here is what Caitlyn Jenner's attorney said. We believed from the beginning that a thorough and objective case would clear Caitlyn of any criminal wrongdoing, including the fact that she got into a car crash and took a life. But yeah, whatever. We are hardened. The attorney had agreed that even a misdemeanor charge would be inappropriate. At this point, a traffic ticket would be inappropriate for any celebrity. I don't get just why these celebrities get away with it. I know the money gets involved, but if you're a respectable judge or someone at the courthouse or a cop, don't you want to have some integrity and say, I'm sorry, but we can get money from somewhere else and take this to court? I am so sick and tired of any celebrity getting away with crimes just because they are famous. It is getting out of hand. It is getting inhuman. It is getting gross. Man, I really want to make money in life, not because I would ever kill anybody, because I wouldn't. But man, it must just be nice to buy whatever you want every night, to get away with crimes. It must be nice to be Shia LaBeouf, Lindsay Lohan, quote unquote, the celebrity of George Zimmerman, anybody that commits crimes. It must be nice to be able to get away with it. I'm just saying. Here's what the lawyer went on to say. A traffic accident, however bad and heartbreaking, when a life is lost, is not necessarily a criminal matter. Usually it is, but when you're Caitlyn Jenner or you're a celebrity, whatever. The accident occurred before Jenner announced she is transgender and transitioned into her new identity as Caitlyn. Sheriffs previously determined that Jenner, who is 65 years old, I didn't know that. I thought she was around like 50. Was traveling at an unsafe speed for the road conditions at a time, and there was enough evidence to support a vehicular manslaughter charge. The case was then referred to the Major Crimes Division, where then the lawyers of Kris Kardashian and everyone began showing the checkbook, and they're like, how much? I know that's what happened. They're like, how much? Do you guys want a copy of the full sex tape? How much? Because no normal person gets away with this. She was supposedly sending a text and driving. God, I want to be famous just so that I can walk into a nightclub and get whatever I want. And they're not even famous for talent. At least Lindsay Lohan can kind of sing. At least Shia LaBeouf can quote-unquote act. Caitlyn Jenner was talented. She is. She's a good advocate. When it was Bruce, she was a good triathlon athlete. But the people that she's involved with, the Kardashians, are not talented whatsoever. And that must be nice to be famous. And to be a celebrity and literally just wear tight dresses, show off your TNA, and just make it rain, make money. Oh, it must be nice. While us hardworking guys who do podcasts or who make music or do theater will never be as famous because we don't have TNA and we weren't born into the Kardashian DNA. And we're not as good as getting guys off as Robert Kardashian was when he got OJ off, and every time the Kardashian girls get guys off, if you catch my drift. It says here, a prosecutor wrote in a one-page sheet declining to file charges that Jenner was traveling slightly below the speed limit and began braking less than 2 seconds before the crash. Oh, stop. There's no way in hell that she was going below the speed limit when you hit two cars. What was the speed limit? 90? I find that hard to believe. Maybe, I don't know all the details. This is just me and my opinion. But how else do you get into a car crash? Oh, yeah, you're on your phone, honey. To prove misdemeanor vehicular manslaughter, prosecutors would have had to show Jenner was negligent and had violated a basic speed law. Basically, she got away with it. Basically it. Because when you get into a car crash, you're either not paying attention, you're not going to speed limit, and when you take someone's life, it's usually your fault. But when your last name is Jenner, Kardashian, Lohan, LaBeouf, Zimmerman, you can do whatever the hell you want. It says here, Jenner is facing separate lawsuits, which, by the way, won't go to court. They'll pay it off on the side. Really? You think it's a lawsuit? Yes, there might be a lawsuit right now, but trust me, that's not going far. By Howie's kids and the driver. And now Howie is the person who was hit and lost her life because of Caitlyn Jenner, Kim Howie. Just want to clarify that. And so Kim Howie's kids have separate lawsuits, and the driver of the other car do. Jenner's lawyers are fighting efforts to give sworn testimony in a deposition in the wrongful death suit. Sounds like the lawyers are basically just paying it off and sweeping it under the rug. The crash that shadowed Jenner's much lauded transgender transition that was announced in a 2-hour special with Diane Sawyer, a Vanity cover revealed her new identity, and a reality show that is coming out. So basically, with her new show coming out, her magazine coming out, the ESPYs coming out, everything she is doing, she's lucky that she has that going for her, because if this was any other celebrity, can you imagine if Screech from Saved by the Bell did this? Or some no-name comedian? They would not be getting away with it. But when you are a Kardashian, you can literally get away with whatever you want. That must be the life, man. I want to be like that. I want to speed through a red light, get pulled over, show my boobs, and go, I'm the Kardashians. I can do what I want. Walk into a nightclub. There's rappers that can't make it in because they're not as famous. But I'm Kim Kardashian, and I show off my tight dress, and I can get into the club. I have nothing against Caitlyn Jenner. I look up to what she's doing for the transgendered community. I kind of wish that she would have done it at a slower pace, or if not at a slow pace, then maybe would have separated herself from ETV and the Kardashian clan. But that's her family, and she will always be known for their reality show. So she's obviously never going to leave. But here's my final thought. We as a society really need to change the way we treat celebrities, the way we look at them, and the way they are prosecuted. I don't care if your net worth is $100 million. I don't care if you have a show that's coming up on ETV or Adult Swim, or you're a broke, hardworking construction worker from Huntington, West Virginia. At the end of the day, if we get into a car crash or we commit a crime or we do anything that involves a prosecutor and going to court, we really are no different. We are all human beings. Unless there is some magic pill that the celebrities take where all of a sudden they are indestructible, which it seems like they are, then this is getting out of hand. Up next on Happy Hour is Rizzuto from The Rizzuto Show on 105.7 The Point. We will be right back. Hang on.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
This is an official broadcast of Hoppy Radio. For more info, check out hoppyradio.com and hoppysworld.com.